Hello everyone. Today we're going to be talking about the advantages and disadvantages and comparing the, investing in real estate, like in rental real estate and in, I guess, long-term real estate versus the stock market. And I'm doing this because I was thinking of getting my real estate license recently, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to get it now. After I graduate, I'm going to go get it. And I was kind of making a list of disadvantages and advantages of both. So let's get started. But first I want to share an example with you guys. So let's just say you have $20,000, in the bank, or $20,000 you want to invest, right? So you have 20 grand, $20,000, okay? Now in real estate, that $20,000 represents a down payment. And to invest in a rental property, you need a down payment of 20%, okay? You need a down payment of 20%, or else you can't get a mortgage for your place. And in stocks, the $20,000 you can invest however you want. So I'll just write, I don't know, free, okay? Free to invest in whatever you want. All right? So let's just take you through an average example of what the $20,000 would get you if you were an average investor. Okay, so in the stock market, if you were just to invest in the S&P 500, over history, you're going to get somewhere between a 6 and 10% return usually. Okay, so for this example, we'll just say you did well and you got an 8% return. Okay, you got an 8% return. So we'll just say ROI per year. Okay, per year, 8% per year from the $20,000. And so, out of that 8%, $800 is dividends, would come from companies paying you back every 3 months. It's 3 months, right? And 800 would come from capital gains. We're just rounding this very generally, $800 in capital. This can change, this can vary by a lot, okay? This is just a general example. So $800 in dividends, $800 in capital gains. So that's a pretty good return, right? You're making $1,600 just by investing 20 grand, okay? 8% per year. Now, this isn't counting the reinvestment value you're going to get. So a lot of people, what they will do is once they make the $1,600, they'll reinvest it and they'll have actually now $21,600. But if you're a dumb investor, you're going to take the money you made and spend it on a purse or something, right? So now I'm just going to show you guys what the difference is if you were to take that $20,000, get a down payment on a rental property, and see what that could get you. Now this is with, I used to work in real estate. I'm getting back into real estate. So these are some real examples that I've seen. So $20,000 down payment on a $100,000 home. So the home is $100,000. You put in 20 grand. So generally, what you'll see is, a 3 to 4% appreciation. Some people argue that you'll see 2%. For this one, I'm just going to say 4%. So you're going to see an appreciation. So the value of the house that you're buying will increase by about 4% per year. Okay? That's what that means. It's like a stock, how the value of the stock goes up. This is like the value of the house goes up. It's by pretty much the same amount. Okay? So when people say a house is a bad investment, they are only taking into account appreciation, and they are only saying that that is your only source of income from the house. And so they're pretty much saying that a house isn't a good investment if the only thing you're doing with it is living in it. Okay? But this is a rental. We're talking about rentals, which is a lot more profitable if you do it right. So 4% appreciation. Let's just say you rent out the place and you net, we'll just lowball it, you net $100 a month after all expenses from rent, okay? $100 a month in rent. This is very, very conservative. If you have a duplex, if you have a triplex, a fourplex, a nice apartment, you can make, what I usually see is around $200 to $400 a month net. And so this is just a general, very conservative estimate. So $100 a month, that's $1,200 a year that you're gaining just from this. Now already compare this. So in appreciation, you're getting $800 a year just in value of the house, and you're getting $1,200 in in net income from rent. So we're already getting essentially as much value as the stock market, and we're not even done. These are the two like general ways to make money from a rental property that most people think of, but I like to include one more thing which people don't necessarily think about. So keep in mind, you are paying $20,000 for this house. So where's the other, how are you going to pay for the rest of it? Well, it comes from the rent. So what you are doing by renting out the place is you're gaining equity. You're having someone else pay off the mortgage for you. People don't think about that. Okay, so for this house, I did the math, and it was the mortgage for this place would be about $350 to $400 a month. We're going to be conservative here and just say $350 a month in equity of the home. So $350 a month in equity of the home. Now that equates to $4,200 a year. So in equity, you're getting $4,200. I'll write this in a second. So what this is kind of doing is it's like you're gaining extra stocks in the stock market, if that makes any sense. By gaining equity, it's like you're getting stocks for free, okay? So this is something that I want people to think about. So this is the big difference in my mind between real estate and stocks, is that you're getting someone else to pay for your stocks if you do this correctly, except it's in real estate. So you're getting someone else to pay your equity for you. It's a big part of rental real estate. So if you include all this, so if you included the $1,200 in rent a year, if you include the $800 in appreciation, and you include the, what was it, $4,200 in equity, you are going to be taking home, you're getting about $6,200 a year. Okay, now I want you to keep that in mind. I'm going to kind of just reset here very, very quickly. $6,200, of which only $1,200 is free money. I mean, like liquid, I should say, is like free cash, okay? Now we're going to do a comparison here. So remember, you had $1,200 in cash per year. So $1,200 in a year in just cash, where you're just getting the money straight up, and you're getting $4,200, $5,400 a year in, I should say, I guess, value. We'll call it value or equity. Now in stocks, theoretically what you're getting, if you were to sell your stock at its highest price, is you would be getting $1,600 cash if you include the dividends. So $1,600 cash per year. Okay? $1,600 per year in cash. All right, so theoretically, you have a lot greater cash flow in stocks. I mean, by cash flow, I mean, liquid and free money. In this, you're gaining value, but you can't necessarily turn that into free money unless you sell your home, right? Because even if you own the entire house, it's only worth as much as someone's willing to pay for it, right? If someone doesn't want to buy it, then you're just kind of stuck, right? So, doing some math here, this number adds up here to, what is it, $6,600 or $6,600. I might have messed up my math there on my last part there. Ooh, this marker's running out there. So we'll just say $6,600 a year. All right, and so that would theoretically equal a 31% return, which is, remember, this is including the mortgage value, okay? Without including the mortgage, this place would get a 10% return per year, okay? And so over here, this is just the average 8%. Still very good. You're beating inflation by about 5 points. But yeah, so this is just my comparison here that I was thinking of. And so why doesn't everyone do this? Why doesn't everyone just get a rental property, right? And I'll explain why, because it is much more profitable. Anyone will tell you that. Even the best stock market investors, they'll tell you that you can make a lot more money a lot quicker doing real estate. For the most part, I know that some stocks can jump up in a day, right? But that's all speculation. If you were to put in work and know your market, it is a lot easier to make money from rental real estate than stocks. So we're going to just explain why not everyone does the rental real estate thing. And there's a couple things that I want to mention here.